I've been pleading with you guys for months. I've talked, I've pled, I've released videos, and now it's official. I am done with the Republican Party. Donald Trump will get my vote 100%. He could shoot somebody and I'd still vote for him. And let me explain why. It's no longer just about Trump's ideology, and I can give you the numbers of my general agreement with Donald Trump. I don't even agree with him on that many things. It's only 60% of issues that I agree with him on. This is global warming skeptic, and again, I am done with the Republican Party. First of all, let me address the whole Trump tapes thing. The comments were immature, and let's just say I would not have talked that way. But when you get a bunch of guys together, yeah, they're going to make some comments. And they're going to make them in a lighthearted, relaxed way. Sometimes it can go too far, especially if said comments go from a small avenue to say you're running for president. I don't think Trump ever anticipated those comments in private being released to millions of people. Now, I gotta take the good with the bad about leaks. I'm an information person. So, yes, if you're running for president and something comes out about you, yeah, I don't care how it got out. I want to see it. We can deal with how it got out later. Just like the whole Donald Sterling thing. His comments made in private. Now, granted, with Sterling, I don't think his deserved it, but we're not going to go back into that. But here's what Republicans had to say, and this has been a repeated pattern for Republicans. Make no mistake, the comments were wrong and offensive. They are indefensible. As a grandfather of two precious girls, I find no apology can excuse away Donald Trump's reprehensible comment degrading women, from Jeb Bush and the previous from John Casey. Donald's comments were vulgar, egregious, and impossible to justify. No one should talk about any woman in those terms, even in private. Every wife, daughter, every person deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. Now, Ted Cruz's, he didn't reference Trump directly because he just endorsed him, but even with his, it's the whole pattern of let's just play politics. Because here's the problem with Republicans. They're not, I don't agree with many things of theirs ideologically, but their ideology isn't the problem. They're cowards. They have cowered before Obama for this entire presidency. There's been no leadership, nobody taking a stand. There's been no change since Republicans took over. And I even said this on the point about when I was talking about race. It was a few months ago. It was Black Lives Do Matter was the title of the video, I believe. Didn't get many views, so if you want to watch it, go back and watch it. I referenced this directly. Republicans aren't bad because they're racist. They're bad because they're cowards. They sit back and they take a whooping, and that is it. And when the media brings down their full weight, they cower. They cower, they hunker down like a bunch of scared kids, pulling the covers over their head, afraid of the media boogeymen, afraid they're going to lose their next election. No conviction, no follow through, no passion, not even a knowledge of how to get anything done. And again, I say this: I am voting for Donald Trump because this, it's just getting bad, and they're gonna make a whole issue about this. Well, look at the issues we're facing. We are on the brink of World War III with Russia. Putin is wanting all the other aircraft out of the air. You got China in the war now. You got us, we don't even know who the hell we're fighting over there. And we got 3 months before we get a new president. And one of them, Hillary Clinton, let's just be realistic. I was probably wrong after that first debate. I don't know. Because the media is just going to dig, and they're just going to throw things left and right at Trump. Whatever sticks, and he's going to lose. And so we're going to have Hillary Clinton, possibly, likely, as a president. And she's calling for a no-fly zone. She despises Russia. She despises Assad. And Putin is not going to tolerate Syria being overthrown. Now, is it rational for us to pick that fight? No. We have nothing to gain from being in Syria. Nothing. It's the Athenian Syracuse situation all over again. We're going to a place we have no reason to be in, and we're throwing all our political capital behind it. We are causing a refugee crisis in that country. There's real issues, and you got a Fed who's keeping us at 0 to negative interest rates, income inequality exploding out of control, and it's going to crash. The economy is going to crash. We are building an economy on top of nothing. If it doesn't crash within this country, other countries are going to start to see our actions, and they're going to lose faith in the dollar. And what's that going to do? It's going to put the euro as the reserve currency, and then our monetary policy will be forced upon us. We will be forced to be fiscally responsible whether we want to or not. That's just kind of like what Detroit just went through. Detroit, decades and decades and decades, piling up more and more and more debt, not worrying about the debt, and then all of a sudden it becomes too crippling. They declare bankruptcy, and guess what? You get the Flint situation. You know why? Because the government was forced against its own will to control the debt. But no, we're not focusing on the issues. We're talking about some mean thing Trump said like years ago, usually. Even if you want to go to the last couple of years, okay, he said some mean things throughout the presidential campaign. That's the focus. Where are the issues? We're talking about some immature comments he made about women when we've got a world ready to go to war. And this one won't be like World War II. There will be no winners of this war. There will be no winners. Whether in a limited capacity or not, nuclear weapons might be used in Syria. And not to mention, two other situations. We have the North Korea situation, North Korea being angry about the military exercises, and you have an insane maniac over there, Kim Jong Un. The only one who seems to be talking about North Korea is Trump. Trump's the only one. We got a trade deficit of $800 billion. Who's the only one talking about that? Trump. We got real issues. But all the media wants to do is just dig, dig, dig. Oh, wow, Trump didn't pay taxes for a year. He claimed $1 billion of losses. Oh, my God, he's a bad businessman. He's only got $3.5 billion, according to Forbes. Where are the issues? Trump has been called to give the government advice on numerous occasions. He's testified before Congress as an economic expert. And he's been pointing out these deficits for years and being taken advantage of, and it's. But again, all we're going to talk about is some comments Trump made, and you know what? It's probably going to work because people don't want to hear it. And maybe this includes me as well. I don't know. But we've got a country full of weak-minded people. Weak-minded people. Weak-minded idiots. Let's just call it what it is. Who are focused on something somebody said. And yeah, words have always mattered, but it was a peripheral issue before. It was if you had two evenly policied candidates, yeah, you can make a little bit of a judgment on character. It's a character position. But when we're just focusing on that, it's the issues are on the peripheral now. This entire campaign, the whole media, all they've wanted to do is just trash talk Trump. Something he said, or whatever. But like I said, I'm done with it. I'm done with Republicans. And this is to you, GOP. If you think that I'm going to go to the polls this November 8th and vote straight red ticket, you can kiss my fucking ass. I'm not voting for any of you. Trump is the only one. He will either rule this party or I'm not a part of it. I'll vote Libertarian. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless.